Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Tom.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
And also welcome to the month of June. Summer vacation is coming very soon for all of you who are still going to school and taking tests and stuff like that. But it's getting hotter, and if you get together with your friends, you might want to eat something, and something fun to eat is pizza. But what if you're a vegan? What do you do? Can you eat pizza if you're a vegan?
No, not regular pizza because it has a lot of cheese on it if it's a good one. If you're a vegan, you're looking for vegan pizza. Well, we have some good news for you vegans out there. There's a new cheese that's being produced in the San Francisco area in the United States, and it is a type of mozzarella. We'll talk about that, but it sounds like our vegan friends can look forward to some better cheese pizza in the future.
Well, let's find out what this is all about, everybody. Let's read through the entire contents of our lesson right now, and we'll come back to explain it to you.
In the San Francisco Bay Area, a company called New Culture is working on animal-free mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella is the cheese most often used for pizza, so Americans eat a lot of it. Starting in 2022, some pizza parlors will test out New Culture's vegan mozzarella on their pizzas. Don't be confused, vegan cheese has been around for a while. But sadly, for those who don't or can't eat dairy products, mozzarella is a difficult cheese to imitate without using milk. This is because genuine mozzarella contains large amounts of casein, a protein that gives the cheese its distinct, stretchy texture. Casein is usually found in milk, but now New Culture has devised a new way to make it. New Culture has come up with special microbes that create casein in laboratories. These microbes help the company make animal-free mozzarella that looks, tastes, melts, and bubbles like the real thing. New Culture has already received millions of dollars in investment funding. It hopes its new mozzarella will not only be good for people who don't eat animal products, but also appeal to those who do. What's more, the new cheese will help reduce our impact on the planet's climate. Raising cows for milk is harmful to the environment. Having a dairy-free mozzarella option available means you can still enjoy pizza and not abandon your values or hurt the planet.
Okay, everybody, it's time for us to explain the contents of today's lesson. We're talking about better vegan cheese, which is coming to your pizza. So again, if you don't want to eat animal products, if you're a vegan, then pizza is a little bit of a problem for you because of some ingredients in the cheese in pizza. I understand also that cheese, in order to get a cheese culture, you need to have rennet, which is from a cow's stomach, and you can only get that if you kill the cow. So technically, if you're a vegetarian, you're not supposed to eat cheese at all. But of course, if you want to be a true vegan who doesn't consume any animal products at all, including using leather products for shoes and belts and stuff like that, then of course you have a stricter diet, and pizza is probably something you should not enjoy. So yes, indeed, we want to have better vegan cheese, which is coming to your pizza so vegans can enjoy pizza as well. Now let's go to the San Francisco Bay Area. San Francisco, I left my heart in San Francisco.
You did.
And, of course, San Francisco is a city there, but, of course, the San Francisco Bay Area includes Oakland and Fremont and other towns around there. Even San Jose, I guess, could be considered part of the San Francisco Bay Area.
Sure.
And there's a company there called New Culture, and this company is working on animal-free mozzarella cheese. Of course, there are many different kinds of cheese. There's cheddar cheese, Edam, And what else is there? The brie cheese and
Gouda,
etc. So mozzarella, of course, is a very common cheese in pizza. Feta, indeed, that's pretty tasty as well. Blue cheese, some people don't really like that.
It's too strong for me.
I like blue cheese, but only in small amounts. But again, if you want to put cheese on your pizza, of course, mozzarella is the most common one. As it says here in the next sentence, mozzarella is the cheese most often used for pizza, so Americans eat a lot of it. Americans eat a lot of mozzarella cheese. And that is the chosen cheese for pizza, although sometimes they put different kinds of cheese on pizza as well.
Oh, yeah, certainly. I don't eat a lot of pizza. But sometimes, the mood will strike me and I'll want some pizza if I want to be bad. Because it's fattening, of course, especially if you like lots of cheese. And I like lots of salami on my pizza, too. I like it kind of spicy. Anyway, it says here that mozzarella is the cheese most often used for pizza. So Americans eat a lot of it, those who eat pizza especially. But you also put mozzarella in many pasta dishes. So be on the lookout for that. Starting in 2022, some pizza parlors will test out New Culture's vegan mozzarella on their pizzas. This is kind of an old-fashioned word for us these days, parlor. But when we were growing up, you would say, let's go to the pizza parlor. There are different names for different types of stores or businesses that sell products. Usually we say shoe store. We don't say shoe shop. Usually we say a stationery store, not a stationery shop. It's just kind of, and there's no rule, you guys, which is kind of hard if you're learning English as a second language or fourth language like some of you guys. But we used to say pizza parlor. You could just say we're going to go to the pizza joint, the pizza place. But we never say pizza company or pizza shop or pizza store either, do we?
No. Pizza parlor, of course, is a common way to describe places to eat pizza. It could be a pizza restaurant as well. It depends on the pizza restaurant itself.
Yeah, can you sit down in it?
Yeah, indeed. Some pizza places are only to take out only. But in this particular case, people can go there and order vegan pizzas, and they can choose vegan mozzarella cheese for their pizzas.
Oh, Tom, let me add something. For the ladies out there, you'll still hear a lot of people in America refer to a beauty salon as a beauty parlor. That's kind of an old-fashioned term, but you'll still hear it.
You certainly will. So, indeed, learn the word parlor there for certain businesses. And this seems appropriate because San Francisco has lots of vegans there, a lot of progressive people who live in San Francisco. So that's a place where they might be considering having vegan pizza. But don't be confused. Vegan cheese has been around for a while. It's not a new idea. Of course, vegans have been around for quite some time. So, yeah, don't be confused. This might sound confusing to you because, hey, they're always talking about vegan food and vegan pizza. This is not a new idea. And indeed, vegan cheese has been around for a while. But sadly, for those who don't or can't eat dairy products, mozzarella is a difficult cheese to imitate without using milk. So I suppose the other kinds of vegan pizzas used a different kind of cheese because mozzarella cheese is difficult to imitate without using milk. So I guess they used other kinds of cheese for vegan pizza.
Now, if you talk about dairy, it could be a dairy farm. We're going out to the dairy to buy some milk. You'll hear people say that. But here, dairy just means products that are made from or with milk. It could be a goat. It could be a cow. It doesn't have to necessarily be a cow. Goat milk is what produces the feta cheese that Greece is so famous for. So, yeah, some people can't eat dairy products because it hurts their stomachs. My stomach doesn't particularly like milk anymore or ice cream. It hurts it. So, yeah, a lot of people have started turning to other products instead of just dairy products like almond milk. is popular now in the States. I'm seeing some here in Taiwan, too. So mozzarella, yeah, it's a difficult cheese to copy for vegans because there's this one special ingredient that is only found in real milk that produces that texture that mozzarella has. Mozzarella is kind of a special cheese. It's not like the others. It's more, it's softer, it's more squishy, you could say. So you need this particular thing called casein, which I had never heard of until today, Tom. So this is something that genuine or real, authentic mozzarella contains large amounts of.
Indeed, and casein, of course, is a kind of protein, and protein, of course, is 蛋白质 in Chinese, and I could explain it in English, but it's a technical term, and the definition in my dictionary here is several sentences long, so just 蛋白质就可以了.
It's one of the nutrients that our body needs, right?
Exactly, and I should mention that protein can be both countable and non-countable. How much protein do you have in your diet, for example?
Yeah.
But if you're talking about different kinds of protein, then it becomes countable, and casein is a kind of protein, so therefore it is countable in this sense, and it gives the cheese its distinct stretchy texture. So indeed, of course, we've all eaten pizza, and when we grab a piece of pizza, we pull it, and of course this string kind of won't let go of the pizza as you're pulling it away. It's kind of stuck to the other pieces of pizza.
Yum.
That's because mozzarella cheese has that kind of stretchy texture. So if something's stretchy, it can move out or it can expand into a long line until it finally breaks. And I suppose rubber is kind of stretchy, chewing gum is stretchy, and mozzarella cheese is stretchy.
Yeah, rubber bands that we use on our biendongs here, and I use it in my hair sometimes to put my hair up. Yeah. So if it has a texture, it's the feel of that particular thing, whether it's smooth or rough or stretchy, bumpy. Those are types of textures. Casein is usually found in milk, but now New Culture, this company we're talking about, has devised or figured out a new way to make it. To devise a way to do something is to come up with this way or to imagine a way or be creative in a way to do something. So they've devised or created a new way to make it. So this is why they're pretty excited, because now they're able to go ahead and kind of do some fake mozzarella for vegan lovers out there.
Yeah, your company may be losing money, so you could say, for example, the company has devised a new marketing strategy to help the company make money, okay? So indeed, this company, New Culture, has come up with a new way. They have devised a new way to make mozzarella cheese that is vegan. Okay, that brings us to the midway point in our lesson for today. Let's take a break right now and listen to our Chinese teacher.
听众朋友大家好，我是安娜。我们今天要带大家来吃一种素食界的新发明，不含奶的牵丝 cheese。 这个牵丝 cheese 大概我们的印象当中通常都是放在披萨上面的那种牵丝 cheese， 其实它就出现在第一段当中。第一段我们看到第一句最后面的 mozzarella cheese， 这个所谓的 mozzarella cheese 就是我们平常吃这个披萨的 cheese 啊，而且美国人都吃的很多。那现在一个状况是怎么样呢？就是主要是因为还是有人吃素，但是他又想要吃 cheese， 或者是呢有环保人士呢不想要一直这个逼迫母牛啊产出乳牛出来，所以这个时候呢根据环保或者是素食的观念就会有这样子的一个需求。不过我们今天的文章是设计成克漏字，那么克漏字的第一题其实就出现在第一段第三句的地方。那么一开始在选项里面我们看到 start 这个动作，那这个动作到底是要选 A ing 还是 B 有主词的 they start， 还是 C 看起来像过去式或过去分词，或者是 D to do something 表示目的呢？我们回过头来看一下这个句子，这个句子啊，一开始告诉我们2022年开始的，谁开始做什么东西啊？其实逗点之后才出现，逗点之后呢出现的这个主词就是某一些披萨店。 他们会测试 New Culture 这个公司所研发出来素食界的这个新发明。所以其实这里的 start 根据文意的话，应该是披萨店从2022年开始会去测试这样子的素食 cheese。所以这一题应该要选A， 那为什么不能选 B 呢？如果我们出现了 B 选项的主词 they start， 那么逗点之后应该会有一个连接词做两个动词的连接，所以这一题其实有点感觉像分词构句哦。Starting in 2022， 逗点之后才有主词。好，那么接着我们就来看一下了。我们刚刚说呢，不含奶的这个牵丝 cheese 其实也没有这么新啦，已经存在了一段时间了。因为第二段的第一句告诉我们 has been around， 所谓的 be around 指的就是人事物的存在。那么其实那些不吃或者是不能吃乳制品的人来说啊，其实就是很遗憾，因为 mozzarella cheese 基本上就是一个荤的东西。所以在第二段第二句我们有看到一个关系子句，先行词是 those， 指的是那些人。从who到逗点这个地方我们可以左右括号，中间讲的是不吃或不能吃 dairy products， 不能吃乳制品的人。当然 mozzarella cheese 就很难去模仿，因为这个东西这里面就是有所谓的酪蛋白这种东西嘛，所以基本上如果要制造出来就是非常的困难。不过我们来看一下第二题哦，第二题也出现在第二段第二句这个地方。那么后面我们看到的是 using milk， 使用牛奶，所以很困难哦。如果不使用牛奶的话，几乎没有办法 imitate。 好，当然如果我们要选一个没有不使用，在选项当中真的只有B 这个选项，而且我们看一下文法，后面的 using milk 是一个动词 ing， 也就是说 B 选项我们不可能会选 A 呀，或者是 D 呀这种连接词，因为 A 跟 D 连接词后面会加主词动词，所以根据介系词加动词 ing 还有文意上头，我们第二个会选B。 那我们刚刚提到的这个所谓的酪蛋白啊，就出现在第二段第三句，中间逗点前面有一个 casein， 这个酪蛋白后面逗点之后呢有一个同位语 a protein， 而之后又带了一个限定用法的关系子句，从 that 一直到句尾的地方。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Okay, welcome back to our lesson. Let's continue to talk about mozzarella cheese that is vegan friendly. So technically it's not real cheese. And again, we're talking about this company in the San Francisco Bay Area called New Culture, and they have devised a new way to make this pizza. Now, New Culture has come up with special microbes that create casein in laboratories. New Culture here, of course, is a company, so we're referring to it as a single unit. So the company has come up with these special microbes. Microbes are microscopic beings, I guess. They could be bacteria, bacterium, etc. And they create casein in laboratories. So indeed, these are special microbes that can create this casein in laboratories. So I guess it's artificial cheese. It's not made in a dairy or a cheese company or whatever. They're actually made in a laboratory with all those scientists wearing the white lab coats and stuff like that. That's what a laboratory is, a place where scientists conduct scientific experiments.
And if you're making just regular cheese, you have to wait for it to ferment. There are different levels of fermentation in cheese. For example, that blue cheese that Tom likes, that has more bacterium or bacteria in it. So it's been fermented longer. And then the lighter tasting cheeses haven't been fermented as long. So this special microbe that they've created helps them come up with this casein, and they've done it in laboratories, or as we just like to say, labs, right? The lab. I think I was recording something the other day and they had written laboratory rats. Nobody says laboratory rats, guys. It's always lab rats. Oh, they're a bunch of lab rats. If you have friends who love to be participating in science experiments in the laboratory. You know, they're into chemistry and mixing different chemicals together. You might want to call them lab rats, or maybe they're doing some scientific research on animals and are using different products. They're lab rats. We call them that because we actually use rats in laboratories to experiment on. So these microbes help the company make animal-free mozzarella that looks, tastes, melts, and bubbles like the real thing. It's not enough just to taste like it. It has to actually mimic the characteristics of mozzarella, which is no small feat. That's a tough thing to do.
Indeed. And going on now to the next paragraph, it says, New Culture has already received millions of dollars in investment funding. So lots of people are excited about this new idea. There are lots of vegans out there who are interested in this. Lots of vegans didn't used to be vegans. They ate pizza before. So now that they've become vegan, they probably miss pizza. And so they're very excited about this. So, of course, New Culture has gotten lots of money from investors, and they have invested in this company. So an investor is somebody who gives you money for your idea in the hopes that they will get some kind of return as well. And so that's an investor. The verb is to invest. You want to invest money, say, in the stock market, and investment is the noun. It just refers to the process of investing money in certain things.
You can invest in people. If you really believe in someone, you could encourage them, help them become all they can be. You can invest time in something too. You don't have to just invest money in the stock market or in a new business. You can invest your time and energy in maybe helping a charity, something like that. So New Culture hopes its new mozzarella will not only be good for people who don't eat animal products, those are vegans, but also appeal to those who do. If you appeal to someone, you use appeal to if you're going to follow that by a person or a group. If you appeal to them, you're attractive. You're very attractive to these people. They look at what you have and they think, oh, yeah, that sounds great. So you appeal to them. You appear to be something that would be interesting or, again, attractive to them. Lots of advertisements are made or produced to appeal to a certain market of buyers out there. So they want to appeal to those people. But they're hoping they can go beyond the vegan market and appeal to people who eat real cheese as well. We'll see. I prefer to eat real food, Tom. I'm not into fake food. I think my body would prefer just real stuff as much as possible.
But, of course, some people may appreciate the new texture and the new flavor of that cheese. It's a choice there. So what's more, or in addition, the new cheese will help reduce our impact on the planet's climate. Okay, so yes, indeed, how can this new cheese help the planet here because of global warming and climate change and stuff like that? Well, raising cows for milk is harmful to the environment. Indeed, we've heard about this before. If you raise cows for milk or if you raise cows for meat, supposedly they create lots of greenhouse gases and they waste a lot of resources by feeding those cows grain and stuff like that. That grain could be better used to feed poor people or starving people around the world. And so, indeed, that might be harmful to the environment. And having a dairy-free mozzarella option available means you can still enjoy pizza and not abandon your values or hurt the planet. So that's how the thinking goes. This new kind of cheese may appeal to people who want to feel that they're doing something to save the planet, or for those who are vegans and don't want to eat animal products, or for those people who just, hey, might like a new flavor or something like that.
Right. So having a dairy-free mozzarella option available means you can still enjoy pizza and not abandon your values or hurt the planet. If you abandon something, you leave it behind, usually we use it in a negative way, right? Maybe I've seen some people, and it's so sad when you hear these stories, who will take a pet they no longer want and drive out to the wilderness somewhere. In my particular hometown, they would drive out to the desert and leave a dog or a cat there and then drive away. When they do that, they're abandoning something. But you can also abandon by giving up on something. Maybe you thought that you wanted to become a doctor, but once you got into med school, you thought, this just isn't for me. And so you abandon that plan of action and you move on to something else. So you can abandon things. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative, but for the most part, it is kind of a negative word. Abandon kids, abandon cars on the freeway. When cars break down, they're abandoned.
Or abandoned buildings. Of course, you would have to add an ed to that to turn it into an adjective. An abandoned building. There's an abandoned building on Xinilu here in Taipei. It's been standing there for many, many years, empty with graffiti painted all over it. And, of course, you don't want to abandon your values, of course, if you are concerned about Earth, the planet, and stuff like that. So, yes, indeed, this is quite an interesting option here. I'm willing to try it to see what it tastes like. I'm not very much of a connoisseur of food, so if they gave me a blindfold taste test and put some real mozzarella cheese.
Really? You couldn't tell?
I probably couldn't tell. I'm like wine. Some people think, I can tell an expensive French wine from a cheap California wine. But if you put a blindfold on people, most people can't really tell the difference. And I think that I would not be able to tell the difference between the two at all. And to me, it'd probably be a concern about cost. Which one's cheaper? That's the one I want to buy.
Cost is a very important factor in buying things, I know. Well, we're going to leave you to think about this, discuss it with your friends in your classes. And while you do that, we're going to take a break and listen to our Chinese teacher.
好，所以 New Culture 公司呢，它就想出了用一些特殊的微生物啊，在实验当中就可以创造出 casing 这种酪蛋白的方式。因为创造出这样子的酪蛋白呢，才可以有一种黏黏的牵丝的感觉。在第3段第一句，我们看到一个限定用法的关系子句。先行词是 special microbes， 后面的关系子句从 that 一直到句尾的地方。不过第2句呢也有一个关系子句，其实这一篇的关系子句还蛮多的，我们如果一一把它挑出来的话，对限定用法关系子句会有更深的了解哦。比如说我们现在看第3段的第2句，我们的先行词是 animal free mozzarella， 后面的 that 到句尾也可以左右括号起来，是限定用法的关系子句。那当然 New Culture 公司现在已经获得很多的投资，而且也希望它的新的 mozzarella cheese 不仅是对于不食用动物制品的人有益，也希望能够吸引那些食用动物制品的人。那么当然更重要的就是新的这种 cheese 其实是有助于降低我们对于地球气候的影响。好，我们来看一下第4段，最后这一段的第2句呢，有一个限定用法的关系子句，先行词是 people， 那么后面从 who 一直到 but also 之前可以左右括号。那么后面呢还有一个关系子句，先行词一样是 those 那些人，后面的 who do 可以左右括号，而在这里的 do 呢指的是 do eat 那些吃动物食品的。好，那么最后当然我们提到这个饲养乳牛啊，对于环境是有害的，所以如果以后真的有机会的话，拥有不含乳制品的 mozzarella cheese 其实可以意味着就是我们可以吃披萨，但是又不需要抛弃我们的价值观，也不用伤害地球哦。以上是我们今天的内容，我是安娜，我们下次见。
All right, that brings us to the end of our lesson for today, everybody. And hopefully this will be a new choice for a lot of people out there who want to try this new kind of cheese on their pizza. We wish you the best of luck, and maybe it's going to be very, very tasty. From all of us here at English Digest, my name is Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
Goodbye.
Bye.